Alright, here she be. This paint is called Fire Red Metallic. It doesn't really look great on the camera. It kind of looks orange on the camera. It's more of a red, but went with that because that's all they really had. That wasn't your, blue or your common colors. I don't know what's going on with the shortage of paint, but it's something. So I plugged the bypass. Here it was just a pipe thread. Here I put a thermometer. I could have put a frost plug in here, but I actually had a 1/2 inch pipe thread tap. So I tapped it and put a plug in it there. Thermostat's deleted. It's got one of those Moroso washers in it, and I put the biggest one. The only reason you do that is because when the pump's spinning real high RPM, it can get enough pressure, not from heat, just from the pump, that it can blow the rad cap off. So this just restricts it so it doesn't pressure up in the rad so much, is the thought behind it. You could probably be fine with no thermostat, but yeah, this kind of restricts it so it can't pump the rad up to pressures where the cap may blow off. And yeah, in cars like this, I'm not a big fan of thermostats, to be honest. Street car, sure, I'll run a 160 with a 1/8 hole drilled in it and hope it works, because as of recent, I've had trouble with thermostats sticking on me and everything. Never had that problem before, but now it's, I don't know. Now it seems that's the way she goes. So yeah, that's taken care of. If you're ever tapping something on a motor and you're worried about shavings going in it, you can put a bunch of grease on your top, and then most of the shavings will stick to the grease. But what I did is I just took the cap off the water pump, put my air nozzle in there and gave her 120 pounds, and she blew it all out. So that's all done. Vacuum gauge, and I put a T in the back. That'll go to the gauge in the car if he has one in it. I think he will. Oil pressure gauge back there. Same thing on the top. You can take that off to run the mechanical Stewart Warner oil pressure gauge or whatever is going on there. No PCV valve. I think they're completely useless on a street or on a strip car, because when it builds up crankcase pressure, it's going to be at wide open throttle, and it doesn't create any vacuum to suck through a PCV valve anyhow. So what I did is, it's got a breather on this side, and this side, it's just a little, it's not very big, that that valve. It's quite small. So what I did, you can't get a breather that'll fit in that grommet. So what I did is I pulled it out. I chopped the top part of it off, and then I ran a drill bit through it. So it's probably at least 3/8 in size on the inside. And then I put a piece of 3/8 or 3/4 inch heater hose over top, and then jammed the breather in. So yeah, that's gonna have to do. On a street car, it's a good idea because you're idling around a lot and stuff, and it's always keeping air movement through the crankcase and getting rid of moisture and that kind of stuff. But for this application, not so much. And the motor is going to have so much cam that it'll probably have so little vacuum it probably wouldn't suck anything anyhow. But yeah, so we got that. Then I got these cute little valves. They're male on one side, female on the other. I will get plugs for them and just put them in hand tight in a 1/2 a turn or something, just in case the valve gets knocked. But this way a guy can drain the block down, the little bit of water that it does see. Same thing there. So yeah, mechanical temperature gauge will go in there. I don't know what the hell that's for. Like, it's a 1/8 tapping. I don't know I don't know what kind of, maybe there is temp sensors that are 1/8, but it's got to get a plug put in it yet. I'll have to go get one. But, and then I got a little bit of overspray on the intake that I'll have to clean off. But yeah, I could probably drop this mill off to Mike tomorrow and take his 727 and get going on that. But yeah, all in all, turned out pretty good, and I can't wait to hear it rumble. So we'll see what happens here. But let me know what you think. It's still got to get, for gauges under the hood, it'll have to get 2 fuel pressure gauges, one for the nitrous, one for, because it's going to have a separate reg on each. So we'll put a regulator on for the nitrous and have a gauge, and then we'll have a regulator on it for the carb itself and have a gauge. And it will have a return on it too. It's not going to be deadheaded. I think we're going to use an AMC, a metal AMC, 3/8 in, 3/8 out, and then 5/16 or whatever takeoff it is, little orificed one for the return back. So yeah, let me know what you think, but I think it came out all right. All right, have a good one till next time, eh?